So first time out, you got the designers. Now I'm back with the niches. So now, for you people with the deep pockets, get ready, because I got some fragrances just for you. And if you don't have deep pockets, well, save up and maybe you can get one of these for yourself for the spring. But this is definitely going to be a good list. Stay right there. Welcome back, NYC Fragrance family. Joe from NYC Fragrances. This is the Spring Top 10 Niche List. Now before I get into the list, just want to say I would have had some notables. There are some other fragrances that I have in my collection that I could have added. I chose not to pick some of them, and the reason why I didn't, I belong to what we call Fragcom as far as Instagram goes, because I'm more involved as far as Instagram versus YouTube. The channel's fairly new, and we have a different sense of community versus video reviewers as the people on Instagram, and how we interact with each other and how we are as a community. And we communicate with perfumers, we communicate with brands, and when they don't show us much love, yes, we might like your fragrances, yes, I may have found one of your fragrances out there, but the feeling of the community is we like when the brands, especially niche brands or indie brands, interact with us. You know, look for our opinions, see what we feel about their fragrances, have a sense of family, have a sense of belonging, because you tell me when you've seen a commercial on TV for any niche brand. So how does a niche brand actually get what they get? If not from the people that put it out there in communities like ours, video reviewers like us, how would they get what they get? Well, so for that reason, when brands tend to be, I don't know, better than everybody else for whatever reason they feel, I have a tendency to be turned off by that. So the fragrances in my list are what I refer to as the Fragcom niche brands. The brands that I see interacting with the YouTubers, interacting with the Instagrammers, and the Twitter people, I guess. I'm not big on Twitter or Facebook either. I'm mostly Instagram, like I said, and now on YouTube. So let me get into the list. At number 10, I have Aqua de Elba Blue. It's an aromatic fougere. I discovered it while I was in Florence over the summer. It's got mandarin, oak moss, and cedar. It's in line with most blue fragrances, but it's very nice for the spring. Comes in at a good price. It can be found online if you need to. Other than that, if you happen to be in Florence, Italy, you could stop in the store, check out what they have, and pick it up. At number 9, from the house of Etat Libre d'Orange, I have Herman. Herman's got island musk, pepperwood, and rose. It's a woody aromatic, very clean fragrance. This is kind of something I could see wearing every day for an office fragrance. It's good to wear for work, especially in the springtime. So at number 9, you have Etat Libre d'Orange, Herman. At number 9, another fragrance that I discovered while I was in Italy. Not really discovered, I had seen videos about it. Stephen from Red Essence actually is the one that brought it to my attention in his videos. I know he has a love for it. And while I was in Italy, actually in Rome, I was able to stop in their shop and I picked up this fragrance. This fragrance is called Eau D'Italie Eau D'Italie. This fragrance has a very strange opening, so to speak. It has a clay accord, something that you don't hear of very often. It's built around mineral and soily accords. It has, it's considered a chiffre. So the opening seems to be a little off-putting, but then it becomes a little more bright, a little more vibrant, a little more spring. It's like giving you the vibe of being around the Italian air on the Amalfi coast near Positano, where this brand is originating from. So it's got a very high level of uniqueness, And why I have it at number 8, because it may not be the most pleasing one on this list. Somewhat challenging, but it is worthy of being on the spring list. At number 7, another one from Etat Libre de Orange. It's a citrus aromatic, and it is You or Someone Like You. This one here, it's a beautiful mint with the addition of anise, bergamot, musk, rose, another spring fragrance. The roses first start growing and start blooming in front of my house, I know it's springtime. This is a fragrance that reminds me of that when I go up to the rose bush and I take a sniff of one of the roses, along with the freshness that it has for spring. So at number 7, You or Someone Like You by Etat Libre de Orange. At number 6, a brand new fragrance on the scene, brand new fragrance house on the scene, and I think they're coming in by storm. All 4 of their fragrances that they've released, I believe to be all very well done. But for me in particular, this one speaks spring. The house I'm talking about is Kieran NYC, and I'm talking about the fragrance Sunday Brunch. Sunday Brunch is basically a citrus tea. It's citrus with tea. So you have bergamot, you have lemon, and you have tea. Some people pick up jasmine in this fragrance. Jasmine's not listed as one of the notes on the box that the fragrance comes in, but I do get where they might pick that up. So this one is really good, and price level is for a niche brand. You can't really go wrong. I suggest getting a sample set from this house and trying all 4 of their fragrances. Find out which one you like the most. So that's at number 6, Kieran NYC's Sunday Brunch. At number 5, this is on my 9 of 19 list that I acquired recently. And I had to acquire it because I really wanted something with a good fig note for the spring. A niche brand with a fig note from the spring, and I had nothing from this house. So at number 5, we have Aqua de Panama, Fico de Amalfi. Fico de Amalfi is a floral fruity with fig, citrus, cedar, and jasmine. I mean, this just is bright. If you like fig notes and if you like fragrances, this is something definitely to have. Again, a niche fragrance at a price point that is not breaking the bank. Highly suggest getting this one in your collection if you're looking for an Aqua de Panama to add, or just a fig fragrance in general. Now we're getting down to the good stuff. Once we get below 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, number 4 could be number 1, number 1 could be number 4. To me, these are the cream of the crop. So at number 4, we have something that I really enjoyed. Again, people didn't call it groundbreaking. It's not niche enough. You know what? It's still a niche brand as far as I'm concerned. And what I'm talking about is Parfums de Marly Percival. This with the lavender and bergamot opening, then dries down to a nice spiciness with the cinnamon and the coriander. To me, this is my first love, which is Chanel Egoist Platinum, kicked up on steroids, made at a niche quality. If Chanel was to make an exclusive version of the Chanel Egoist Platinum, this would be it, in my opinion. A lot of people see it as being similar to Mont Blanc Legend. I didn't get that. I remember being at the opening party for this fragrance, and all I smelled was the lavender in the air. When I came into the area, and I was like, wow, somebody's wearing Chanel Egoist Platinum tonight, and they put it on really heavy. And then I came to realize, people are telling me, oh, this is the fragrance, and I'm like, wow, that is really nice, I like it. And then as I got a spray on myself, then that Egoist Platinum vibe kind of went away when I picked up the spices from it and the way it dried down on my skin. So to me, I don't know, people don't consider it groundbreaking, but it does have its level of uniqueness. And again, another very versatile, easy to wear fragrance from a great house that makes really great fragrances. So number 4, Parfums de Marly Percival. Number 3, a house that I am exploring heavily this year, that I have gotten some samples in and I'm going to be testing in the next couple of days, next couple of weeks, and that is the house of Xerjoff. From the house of Xerjoff, at number 3, 1861 Renaissance. Now, 1861 Renaissance, the 1861 line, celebrates the 150th anniversary of the unification of Italy. The Renaissance fragrance is actually celebrating the Renaissance, or the area of which Florence is in, and that is the vibe and the essence of what you're supposed to get from this fragrance. It's a citrus aromatic, you have beautiful citruses and florals. It's very long lasting. It's just made well. And if you go on the Xerjoff universe, it's probably the 1861 line. 3 fragrances in the 1861 line are probably their cheapest fragrances for 100 ml that you can get. Comes out to about $185 US, and you get the sample set thrown in for free, which, let me tell you, the sample set is great because you get to pick any of their fragrances. They don't cut any of them out. So if you want a sample of Pico Valladama, or if you want a sample of Richwood, you want a sample of Alexandria, you pick whichever one you want and you get 4 samples sent to you. And the samples I was more excited about than the bottle because I already knew what it smelled like. But anyway, I'm digressing. Go check out the Xerjoff universe for sure. If you can get yourself a sample of 1861 Renaissance to check it out, I highly recommend it. But as far as Xerjoffs go, you can get in fairly at the lowest level, either into the 1861 line or the Cosmarati line. The other lines tend to be a lot more expensive. So that is my number 3, Xerjoff 1861 Renaissance. At number 2, I have from the house of Amouage, a woody floral, Reflection Man. Reflection Man, you got jasmine, you got neroli, sandalwood, and cedar. To me, this is just a classy gentleman fragrance. It just works. There's really nothing to be said. If you want to get into Amouage and you're scared of challenging fragrances, this one is their probably least challenging fragrance, but it's made very well and it presents very well. I think this was my first Amouage. I have other Amouage now that I want to get into because as I've gotten into this thing, my nose has elevated itself. So I'm going to explore more of the house of Amouage along with the house of Xerjoff this year. So, finally, my number 1 fragrance. My number 1 fragrance is very unique in itself. And why it's number 1 on a niche list? Because of the artistry, because of what it is. And to me, an artistic brand, to me, defines the artistry of niche. This fragrance comes from the house of Parfums Quartana, is none other than Mandrake. It's a unique blend for spring in my opinion because they do it different. They didn't go the citrus floral route. They have rhubarb and pomegranate, which give it a whole different twist. There's apple in it. But then the bottom blend, the base blend of it, is very kind of gourmandish. So they went a whole different way. The artistry and complexity of this fragrance is what makes it unique and makes it niche for me. That's why it's number 1 on my list. It stands out amongst the rest. It separates itself. It creates its own fragrance. And I consider it to be a great fragrance that I cannot wait to wear this spring. And I'm sure if you follow my Instagram page, you'll see that I post that. Remember to like, comment, and definitely subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you get all my future content. I hope you like my top 10 list. And stay tuned because I got to do the top 10 for spring cheapies. And as always, Fragrance Family and New York City Fragrance Family, remember, if you smell good, you feel good. Have a nice day.